Hi there, Storm Redact here, coming to you today with a video showing some good spots on King's Row for Mercy's ultimate on both attack and defense. These spots are generally for fights where you want to hide from a pesky flanker like Tracer or Genji in order to guarantee that you get that ultimate off. First up here we got one for point 1 attack. This is generally say your team pushes through the right side like this, or you have the chance to at least rotate around the statue. They're fighting all on the point. You'll have a good chance here to move on to the right side and hide in the corner here. This means that once your team dies or starts to lose 3-4 players, you can pop that ultimate and then come out and join the fight without having to worry about someone like a Genji or a Tracer spotting you during the fight and just plus forwarding you before worrying about your allies. The next spot we got here is one for the defense instead. It's the same sort of thing though, where it's really close to the point, but it's nice and hidden in a corner. This one's a bit better for the defense, mostly because getting in there as attack is really easy for the enemy to spot because it's open from the entry archway, whereas this one here is not open for attackers at all to really see you. With this one here, it's the same story though. Your team fights on the point. Once your team's lost a few players, you can pop the ultimate here, or you can wait for the 5 down even, and pop the ultimate here without a warrior being picked off really easily. They've got to actually search out for you. The next one here is in the pub on the way to point 2. If you're pushing out here and your team's fighting in the first corner or just around the first corner, even in the zigzag possibly on attack, this corner here as well will let you cover the whole zigzag section with relative ease, and of course as well it'll be hidden from any enemies really easily. Unless they go really far behind and search for you, you should be able to get that one off with no worries. There's another one here as well, again in a corner like that, but there's also the stairway here. This one here is really good for when you're a bit further up past the zigzag and at that last corner before the checkpoint. This one here can cover pretty much the entirety of the road. It doesn't start to get around the corner, but it does cover the entirety of the road there if that's where the card is and your team's fighting on that. The next point though is a defense one, or the next spot, sorry, is a defense one. With the next spot, it's a little bit harder to get to, but it's really good for when you know your team is going to lose a fight because say they've got 4 ultimates and you're the only one with an ultimate as Mercy. You really want to make sure you get off the 5-man res after they pop an ultimate or 2 to beat your team up. So hiding up here in the boiler room can be really strong. If your team's fighting on the road, you can just head out through the front window. If they're fighting at the zigzag, you can head out through the front window for that, and also back on the main road where I'm facing now. If your team's just about to lose the point, this is a much better hiding spot than trying to zip in from the front because it's really open. You can jump up to this corner here on the barrels and cover the very last bit of it if you're defending. But it's also pretty good in attack where you're trying to get the very last bit and you get the chance to get up here. This can let you resurrect your whole team on the cart as they're trying to capture it to secure that checkpoint. The next one here, this one's really good in attack. It's not so much on defense. This one lets you cover just this whole area here, not just this specific corner, but this area here lets you cover off all of the road in front of you. If they fight out there, you can simply just move a bit more forwards and press that Q. Or on the left side of where you are through that wall, you can cover that entire section there before the zigzag again and resurrect your team as they're about halfway through. There generally isn't too much of a good defending spot halfway through this point. However, near the end, there is the medkit room on the side, the small medkit one on the left there. This spot here means that if your team's fighting near the end and you're all generally flowing out one by one at the last bit, or if you're just doing one good big defense at the end there, this is one where you can hide and guarantee the enemy team's generally not going to try to come into this room too quickly. It's really poor to come from the other side because there's next to no cover on the left side there, whereas on the east side here with the med pack and even that little nook and cranny there, or you can even hide behind the boxes right in front of me where I'm pointing now. That one's really, you can hide behind there too. On the right side, right in the center of the point, that one there is a poor spot. This one here, mostly because if you are going to try to resurrect from inside here or fight there, the furthest you can resurrect is where I'm shooting now. That spot right there. And that generally means that your team's either got to be really far back and just about to lose it anyway, or they're gonna capture it before you even get to resurrect it. And on top of that as well, getting there while flowing out slowly one by one from the end is going to be really hard. So you always want to come out the right side to try to get that resurrection off, and even push forward into that small med kit showing on the right now to get that big ultimate off to hopefully save the day. But hopefully this video has helped you guys out. There were just a few quick spots that I had in mind, and I thought that would help everyone out. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, and otherwise thank you for watching.